Listen close. When we're in our 20s, we tend to think that we're invincible. We're finally adults. We fall in love for the first time. We get our first real jobs, and maybe some of us even start a family. The future feels endless. And then 30 comes along. For me, 30 was exciting. I had the job I always wanted. I was traveling all over the country, training people with new technologies, seeing places that I've never imagined. And I thought I had all the time in the world. And then 40 comes along, and you still think life has a long road. You think there's plenty of time, plenty of summers, plenty of holidays, plenty of conversations. Mostly you think there's plenty of chances. But then one day you turn around and something feels different. Your child is grown. My oldest child is 21 years old. My youngest is 10. I swear both these things happen in the blink of an eye. My parents, they're almost 80 years old. The people who carried me through life are starting to need help themselves. And that's a reality I'm learning how to accept. My favorite dog, Shady, is gone. Years and years together. And then there's a house fire, and suddenly she just wasn't. Just like that. Your friends start disappearing too. Cancer, overdoses, accidents. The older you get, the more often your phone rings with news you never wanted to hear. Your body starts reminding you that time is real. And one of the biggest realizations of my life came much later than it should have. I, I spent decades worrying about looking stupid, being judged, being embarrassed, failing publicly. And then one day I realized something else. Everybody else is worried about the same exact thing. Nobody was watching me nearly as much as I thought they were. I mean, really, how conceited is that? But those people were worried about their own mistakes, their own failures, and their own insecurities. I wish somebody had told me that when I was younger. Of course, a lot of dreams die because imaginary audiences. There's another realization. The goal was never going to save you. We tell ourselves stories. When I get this job, when I lose the weight, when I make enough money, when I get married, when I get divorced, when I finally arrive. Then we get there and we're still us. The job doesn't magically create peace. The money doesn't create peace. The weight loss doesn't create peace. Because wherever you go, you take yourself with you. Peace isn't waiting at the finish line. It comes from accepting yourself, loving yourself, and being honest with yourself. And maybe the hardest lesson of all is that a lot of us are still surviving things that ended years ago. I know I was. When I was a kid, I was bullied starting at a young age. I remember being pulled off the stairs after school and dragged behind the building and beaten up. I don't even remember why. What I do remember is how it felt. And for years, decades even, I carried that anger. I saw one of those people as an adult. And for a moment, time stood still. Everything came flooding back in a rush of feelings, not because I was in danger, not because it was happening again, but because trauma doesn't care what year it is. It only knows what it felt like. The same thing happens with betrayal, with divorce, with humiliation, and with loss. Something happens in the present that reminds us of the past. And suddenly we're reacting to the ghosts, even though the event ended years ago. We're still carrying it with us every day. One day you wake up and you realize that you've been serving a life sentence for a crime that you didn't commit. And maybe it's finally time to set yourself free because nobody can live your life for you. Nobody can heal for you. Nobody can grow for you. Nobody can forgive for you. And nobody can change for you. That's a hard truth, but it's also one of the most freeing truths you'll ever learn. Because if nobody can do those things for you, then nobody can stop you either. One day you're going to wake up, you're going to realize the years weren't waiting on you. Life was still happening while you were preparing to live. My children kept growing, my parents kept aging, the seasons kept changing, the sunsets kept coming and going. The people I love keep moving through time, whether we are paying attention or not. The people you love are moving through time, whether you're paying attention or not. Don't wait for that realization at 70. Have it tonight. Make the call. Start the thing. Take the trip. Tell the truth. Say, I love you. Forgive yourself. Whatever it is, stop waiting for permission because the clock was never your enemy. Time wasn't working against you. The delay was. And the beautiful thing about realizing that is that you still have today. Be the spark. Ignite change. Evolve 1 minute at a time.